Imagine that. Utah fans are unhappy, crying about coming to Morgantown, saying they'd rather be playing Washington or somebody. Can't they just love the Big 12?
You are Locked On West Virginia, your daily podcast on the West Virginia Mountaineers, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What's up, guys? Welcome back in. My name is Mountaineer Paul. I am your host. This is Locked On West Virginia, baby. Welcome in, guys, as we dive into another episode of Locked On West Virginia, talking about the West Virginia Mountaineer football team. In this case, Utah a little bit, as they've been crying again. Going to be brought to you by Mazda. Look, like our players, we sweat every detail because when you make every move count, pulling off the unexpected is only the beginning. Stay tuned later for highlights in this week's Moving the Game Forward with Mazda. Move and be moved. I'm not alone, of course. I've got the man, the myth, the legend, somebody that most of you love to death when he comes on here, and a guy that I love having on here, Cody Stovall with Locked On Oklahoma State.
Hey, that's me.
Should have been a cowboy.
Well, maybe not. Maybe you should have been a Friends Falcon. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who's to know?
My fan base has no idea what that even means, unless they watch the squad show,
Yeah,
which a lot of them do.
100%, exactly. We got Freddie the Falcon back here. We're ready to rock and roll. My friends, University Falcons. Okay, it's been a rough go cheering for my Cowboys, but thankfully my alma mater, Friends Falcons, are undefeated and they're absolutely beating the tar out of people repeatedly. So at least I have that slight reprieve from the Oklahoma State craziness. Anywho, how are you doing, homie Skeletor?
Doing good, man. Except for the Utes. Utes are coming to the town.
Now, hold on, Paul. Hold on. Before you say anything begrudgingly headed towards that direction of the country, you got to remember that they've jumped on me. They've jumped on Level. They're going to jump on Nick, and they're going to jump on you. So the millisecond you say something that they don't like, you best be prepared for the Big Ten's next team kind of wrath.
The leaders of the Big Ten.
Yeah.
Obviously, they put this up earlier. Instead of getting to play Washington, Utah gets to go play West Virginia. Yay. I miss you, UW. When are they going to stop melting down about being in the Big 12? Is this something that's just we're forever going to have? And all the comments on it, I mean, it's insane, dude. Like, it just goes on and on and on. I love this meme right here from a BYU fan. Oh, God.
Listen, buddy, either they are dumber than a box of chocolate rocks, or this is strategic, and they've just leaned into being the villain that everybody in the conference hates. And I really hope it's more of that as opposed to the former, because if it is them genuinely just thinking, once again, for the 130,000th time, that they're way above the Big 12 and this is a waste of time and yada, 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 and they fancy themselves, oh, here, I got a good idea. How about you beat Texas Tech before you start hooting and hollering about how you're Big Ten ready and you're ready for Big Ten competition? Get the flip out of here. I'm sorry. I'll be quiet.
No, I mean, listen, you should have seen the things they said about me yesterday, dude. Like, oh, my God. I don't know if I can find it.
No, Red Raider match. It's dumber than a chocolate box of rocks. All right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yesterday I posted that clip of me kind of, it's like a call to arms for West Virginia fans, right? Like, it's just a little clip that I made like you made. Well, it's like the one you made earlier for with the guy you interviewed from Friends with Choppity. And I put it up. It's like, don't give up on the Mountaineers. Utah thinks they're kings of the Big 12. Let's make them prove it. That kind of thing.
Roger.
Dude, somebody from the Utah. Here it is right here. Somebody from Utah shared this.
Roger.
And I got absolutely murdered here by a bunch of their fans. They got so mad. Tackles last week. I think this is the part they don't like. Don't give up on the Mountaineers. Don't give up on West Virginia. Don't give up on Rich Rodriguez. Utah's coming to town. Let's kick their ass back out of town. They think they're kings of the Big 12. Let's make them prove it. They only scored 10 points against Texas Tech. So I got murdered, obviously, when that got shared around.
Hashtag America.
Yeah, America.
America.
So they're melting down. They don't want to come to Morgantown. They wish they were going to Washington. Oh yeah, and here's another thing they're comparing now. What do people do when they've got when they're overcompensating? Cody.
Oh, they buy really big Fords with big tires.
Yeah, exactly, right. So why did I come across this earlier? Why is a Utah fan comparing Kings Peak to our little Spruce Mountain? Why do they gotta have to have such a bigger one than we do?
Bro, I don't even know what direction of left field you're trying to go right here.
Well, I mean, look.
What are we talking about?
Utah fan is like laughing about how much bigger their mountain Kings Peak is.
Utah fan. Oh my.
Yeah.
Really? Hold on. They have to divulge into hilltops versus mountains as their form of trash talk sometimes?
Yes. Okay. This is what's happening right now.
All right. There, I needed that clarification.
Sorry, I guess I didn't explain it well enough.
Yeah, you started pulling up these pictures, and I was like, why are we talking about peaks and mountains? I don't get it. Are you about to Mountain Dew plug off of a peak?
If I drink, I would have sprayed it all over the screen.
Well, my timing could have been better then, I guess. I will work on it.
Yeah. So, but I'm glad you got my reference about, obviously, I mean, it's a simple one, but, obviously they're overcompensating. They have to talk about how big theirs is and how little ours is.
Okay, cool.
Well,
hold on. Doesn't, when you go to play a game in Morgantown, what is the seating comparisons to Bryce Eccles Stadium?
We had 63 for the pit game.
Like 60, right? 59, 60, something like that, right?
Let's see. I'd say it's probably right.
Everybody in the conference is pretty close.
Yeah, everybody's pretty close.
We're all between like 54 and 61. Maybe Cincinnati's only like 40. Houston.
Oh yeah, Rice Eccles is only at 51. 51. Huh? They're at 51. Yeah,
Bryce Eccles is only 51.
Yeah. So we're over 60K.
Is this pardon my lack of intellectual ability to look at the time before we got on here, but what time do y'all play?
We play at, what's funny? I don't even know.
Oh, great. Look at me go.
I just turned the game on when it comes on. We play at 3:30.
Oh, boo, Big 12 scheduling people.
Yeah, I know, man. Like, it would have been such a great opportunity for a night game. West Virginia's wearing their throwback uniforms.
If this was a night game in Morgantown, Utah would be cooked, and then y'all would be cooking couches. They have no idea.
Bro, if they lose this game, they'll be 2-9 since they enter the Big 12.
Well, you know what? Maybe you guys can do the noble right thing, and you'll just take it to like triple overtime. And then so when you do win, it's dark enough that everything is still applicable. All right. But a night game in Morgantown, to me, it's the same as a night game in Lubbock, Texas. The chances that you win at night in a couple places, they go down pretty significantly.
Right.
So Utah's dodging a bullet here, to be honest with you.
It's still going to be a tough place to play. I mean, Pitt, we know the Pitt game was at a 3:30 kick. And there are people that say it was a top 5 atmosphere ever. So, it's definitely got the potential.
Yeah, but
like I told them,
you can't burn stuff the same in the middle of the day, homie.
No. Well, Richard already paid the fine in advance. Did you hear him say that?
No. But I love it.
He said, as soon as I have a big win, he said, hell, I'll pay the fine in advance.
I like it. That's what we need. We need more of that in college football.
Yeah, just not taking everything so serious all the time, which is probably – I would say, just knowing you now, I would say that's probably something, even though he had a very dry sense of humor, probably something you wish Gundy had more of, right?
No, actually, to be honest with you, as much as I would love to be ragging on Gundy right now, to some degree at least, I'm not going to hit the low-hanging fruit because actually I thought his little clips were pretty cool. Him talking about rattlesnake hunting and drinking a few beers and going
kind of Mike Leach
road 1,000 times.
Mike Leach-esque.
Yeah, dude. I thought some of the things Gundy said
probably reason they're buddies
were great. He would talk about how he'd have something to drink, and unfortunately, it didn't have vodka in it. And then he'd go into a story about how he doesn't really drink vodka, but if he did, right? I thought Gundy actually would come up with some pretty cool stuff occasionally, but nonetheless, here we are in a new era.
Some of the videos I saw them put out when he was younger, when he was at Oklahoma State, were funny. Like, he was funny when he was young too. He was like,
Yeah,
I went
he's
out there and I was
fairly-
like deer in the headlights.
He's fairly quick-witted for sure.
Yeah, well, I think you have to. One of the things one thing I know is to be a play caller, you have to be right. It sharpens that, whatever that is.
Are you
sharpens
taking a
it.
shot at him not being able to run an offense and call plays anymore? Is that what you're doing? Are you insinuating that Mike Gundy forget his own? I'm just messing with you, bro. Hey guys.
Okay, so we ragged on Utah fans enough yet?
No, probably not at all. But I mean, we
No.
should probably do the right thing and move along.
At the 10-minute mark. Okay.
Yeah,
Did you see the thumbnail for this one?
I did.
Yeah. I'm going to put it up before we go to break really quick, just for funsies. I had a worse thing put on there. I think I sent it to you in the chat, but I removed it. Oh, well, it's behind us.
All I see is me and you, buddy.
Yeah. Never mind. Let's go to break. We'll come back, and Ren Baker's a genius, man. $20 million. He is raked in for the Mountaineers. They weren't lying about putting us in the top funding tier of the Big 12. He started doing that right away. We'll be right back. And this episode of Locked On West Virginia going to be brought to you by our friends over at Mazda. We love talking about Mazda. Look, Mazda is for those moving the game forward. For those who believe it's not just about playing the game, it's about redefining it. There are moments that do more than put points on the board. They move crowds, they move culture, and they move the game forward. This week's moment that moved the game forward is, I have to say, Jaylen Henderson going into the fourth quarter, getting that spark, showing us all a little bit of what he can do. Almost 100 yards in the fourth quarter against Kansas. Gave me some hope. And just like Jaylen, when you follow what moves you, the unexpected is only the beginning. And just like there's more to every highlight, there's more to a Mazda vehicle. To do it today with Mazda. Move and be moved. And of course, as always, we can't do anything around here without our good old buddies and good old pals. Just like you here, buddy. Appreciate you for joining.
Just like me, when I move, you move just like that.
Yeah. Do you notice how I stall? That's how I stall, when I make sure there's not another ad read.
Is you talk about moving and be moving, and then you need to talk about how you can move better in the movement.
Whenever you hear me say something like, and this one is brought to you by our great, great friends over at, and I'm looking for the ad read usually.
Yeah, it is what it is, and it happens. I'm right there with you, buddy.
All right, so Ren Baker, man, Pete Thamel just reported. I've always called it Thamel, and then here recently I've heard everybody say Thamel, and
Okay.
I don't know, what do you call it?
I call him the Pete Ski. That's it. I don't know.
The Pete Ski.
I just made that.
Oh, Pete Ski.
I've always called him Thamel.
So Pete Thamel put out a thing earlier. Let's see. Source: naming rights for deal for West Virginia's basketball arena is expected to be worth more than $20 million. It's a 10-year deal that will start at $2 million per year and go up from there. It's a partnership with WVU Sports and Hope Gas. There's a few things I want to get to with this, Cody.
Okay.
Number one, I think it was so smart for him to have it go up as the expected cap goes up, right? That's a very smart thing. Obviously, this money's accounting for something in the budget. Number two is, I just have to wonder, is 10 years too long? Do you feel like that's too long of a deal? Because who knows what NIL is going to look like in 10 years, much less 5. I just personally, I ask myself, would 5 have been a better deal? I'm not in this. Obviously, I'm a layman compared to Ren Baker, but I had seen this criticism. I'm just curious what you think, 5 versus 10.
I mean, I'm not a legal expert, but I would imagine that there's always going to be clauses or bylaws, aka fine print, that give the ability for something to be renegotiated for whatever reason. It doesn't have to be a bad reason, right? There could be things pre-negotiated in that if X, Y, or Z happen, we can amicably kind of renegotiate. And I think that number one is important. Number two, you also have to respect the fact that longevity from either party kind of does show a deeper level of commitment. So I think it inspires your question. And it makes people realize that there is no doubting the fact that West Virginia has the ability to do all of this kind of thing. And they also have partners that are willing to do a longevity portion with it, which adds validity to me.
Yeah, I agree. You were beating the table for, I like this logo, Hope Coliseum. That's a great name, by the way. You were beating the table for Ren Baker to come home, right?
Yes.
Is it because of things like this? Like how many other of these have you seen that are so public and so big yet?
Yeah, no. I mean, obviously, I want Ren Baker because, yes, he's capable of doing things of this nature. But as you did see in Stillwater, I guess after the heart surgery stuff, we did decide, obviously, to give Chad Weiberg 4 more years.
Correct.
And then yesterday, what happens? Oklahoma State gets the number 1 ranked player in the state for basketball, and Jalen Montanotti's averaging over 25 points a game in America, over 21 points a game overseas, wins a gold medal.
Lutz, baby, he can coach. I like
so.
Lutz.
Yes, I think Chad Weiberg getting that extension and then this happening validates that. Okay, we should probably just chill, relax, and let Chad do his thing. There was a lot of hesitation though because there was not a renewal of his contract, and then it lapsed, and then he had the heart stuff.
And he had heart surgery.
Yeah. So
that's why we were
if Chad wasn't coming back, then yeah, we had to go get Ren. But I guess it worked out for both parties, buddy.
It's segment 2. I forgot to crack a do in segment 2. Sorry, guys. Here, just because I haven't showed him in so long. I think I showed him in our group chat last night, Cody. But it's the Mountaineer Paul Mountain Dew Rocket guy.
There he is.
Why does it look just like me, though? Seriously.
He's back.
This guy's much skinnier than me, though.
That
guy looks like he's 350. I'm more like 380.
That's a good place to be. It just means that you need some extra Mountain Dew in your life. It is what it is, buddy.
All it is. I actually got a 6-pack on OTW, so I'm an addict.
It's better sometimes in life to be addicted to crazy stuff like football than it is to run around pretending that you have life figured out. Because I know I don't have a whole lot in life figured out.
All right. So last question on this before we move on and get to the football part of this conversation, which is almost always first. We did it backwards today. I don't know. So I'm not going to ask you whether you can or can't because you don't know. So, but I'll ask you this. It's a win now kind of thing at West Virginia because we haven't won in a long time, right? Like since Dana Holgerson, we haven't won at a level where we felt okay about it, right? 8, 9, 10 wins.
Right.
Obviously Neil had the 1 year, but it didn't feel real because we had the same team come back and it was like fall on your face. And it was basically 6 years of mediocrity. Obviously this is just one piece of the naming rights. You've got the college, you've got the football stadium, you've got other things they want to do. But I mean, just with this $20 million alone, if you could front load a big portion of it, you could get some Texas Tech size things done next year. Do you think it's worth it to front load it? Because the more you win, the more money you make, correct? I mean, Texas Tech is only going to make more money next year because they're winning. I'm just curious what your thoughts are on that.
I think you have to. If there's a way to do it to where you can have a significant amount up front, and there could be a multitude of ways to do it, but if that's possible, I think you have to. Because as Texas Tech just proved, and we proved on the other end of the spectrum, you have to be able to go and buy an adequate roster. And eventually somebody in our conference is going to have to make a CFP run. That's the only way we're going to get the credibility that we need to continue to flourish as a conference. And so I think if you're in a position to have enough money to spend it now to win now, that gives you more money for the future and everybody else in the Big 12. It also gives you at least a little bit of a chance of finding a degree of separation between everybody else. Because right now the Big 12 is just a hodgepodge machine of craziness. I liken it to playing chess in a tornado. That's what watching Big 12 football is. So if you can get the ability to hammer down and find the right top dollar NIL roster, you have to do it.
I agree. And who knows how this went? Maybe they went ahead and gave him 20. Well, what lets me think that it's not all up front, though, is because it's going to incrementally go up. Obviously, you could take the $20 million all at once, and they would probably do it because that means it doesn't go up. You're probably saving $5 or $6 million, maybe more. Yeah. So, but can you get 5, 7, 8 of it at once? I don't know. If I was an AD, that's the kind of things I would be trying to figure out.
Right.
And then I would have no money in 7 or 8 years, but I would win now, baby. And then I would leave, let them deal with it. Let's go to break really quick, and then we'll jump out of here. I got some questions about this Utah game for the savant they call Cody Stovall. This episode of Locked On West Virginia going to be brought to you by our friends. Our friends, man. We got all kinds of friends, but this one is DoorDash, of course. And look, when it comes to DoorDash, there's one thing that I know, and that is it's time to look back and crown this week's MVP who delivered. Powered by DoorDash, just like you can win every Saturday with DoorDash Streaks, saving more every time you order. These players delivered when it mattered most. Let's break it down. For West Virginia, Fred Perry delivered in a big way. He did have the targeting call, we know that, but he's an impact player in every game, and he was last week as well. When the pressure was on, he came through, no hesitation or delay. And if you've been watching week after week, this performance wasn't a fluke. Fred Perry's on a streak. And just like Fred Perry delivered for West Virginia, DoorDash delivers your Saturdays with DoorDash Streaks. You save every time you order and every Saturday. Stack it up all season, and you can save up to $250, including $100 in DoorDash credits. Order this Saturday. Keep the streak alive. Fuel your game day only with DoorDash, where the terms apply. Promo code through November 18th. And we can't get out of here without talking about our friends over at 5 Hour Energy. Right now with 5 Hour Energy, caffeine just got a flavor upgrade. 5 Hour Energy shots deliver tasty caffeine in 17 bold flavors. Each 2-ounce shot packs the caffeine of a premium 12-ounce cup of coffee, plus B vitamins and nutrients with 0 sugar and 0 crashes. What I love most is how portable they are. Big taste, tiny shot, take it anywhere you go and get that boost when you need it. Honestly, I love how fast it kicks in and that it's sugar-free, so I don't have to worry about that crash later. Goodness gracious, that crash. Enough with boring, flavorless caffeine. It's time to give your caffeine a flavor upgrade with 5 Hour Energy shots. Get the favorites you love and be bold, or try something new in the store online at 5hourenergy.com or on Amazon. Today, Junior.
Today,
Back with Cody Stovall from Locked On Oklahoma State. Tell everybody where they can find you really quick before we move into this next conversation.
Just on the shows, the best way, Locked On Oklahoma State, at All Day O State on X, O State All Day on all the other fun stuff. That's it.
All right.
Hey, sorry, I'm not giving out my OF. I mean, we got a I got Christmas coming up.
Oh God. I actually remember when that site was not what it became, because it was out like when Facebook started first.
Oh, no, I was talking about outfield. OF, outfield.
Probably needed to divert off of that conversation anyways, where I was there was no way not to screw that up. Thank you.
You went into left field earlier for a second on me, or at least so I thought. So I figured I would just circle it back around for us.
Yeah. The spread has come down from 12.5 to 11 points on FanDuel. Over under 47.5. Obviously, West Virginia's home dogs. Pat McAfee will probably pick us again. This is a game where Nico Marchiol was out. A lot of speculation about his future. A lot of people think that he's probably going to try to medically redshirt. He's had this foot injury, which totally explains why he hasn't been the dual threat that he was previous.
Yeah.
And now behind one of the more average and worst offensive lines in the Big 12, you get a really mobile player. I showed you some of his stuff before we came on. He's got starting experience at Texas A&M. If you can get Ty Edwards back, it would be a massive, massive boon. Obviously, 6'2", 225, Ollie Gordon kind of player.
Okay.
And that's the comp. That's what comp a lot of people make for him.
That's a
almost
I
wouldn't think
rushing
he's not.
season. That's a big comp.
He's not that high end. But that's the kind of player he is.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? He's 6'2", he's 225. He's got wiggle. He's got burst. He doesn't have the top end speed Ollie did. Nowhere close.
I got you.
He's probably a 4.6 guy. Ollie was a 4.4 guy. So, anyways, just give me your thoughts on this game overall. What does it mean for West Virginia? What does it mean for Utah? Obviously, they're coming off a big loss, right? And they need this, or else they're really going to start to question where they can win in this league.
Well, after we wish we were playing Washington nonsense, I do hope that you guys
drag easy to root against them.
Absolute mud. And I will say that I think they should be worried because of this quarterback scenario. How many times have we seen backup quarterbacks that have tons of mobility?
This happened to him last week.
100%. So, yes, you can try to prepare for something like that. But even on top of that, you've got the left-hand component, which means the offensive linemen are a little bit shuffled differently as well. So you have to attack the game plan at least a little bit different. And sometimes in football, when you're that fast and that athletic, that's all you need is those couple seconds of hesitation to make something crazy happen. I think that WV definitely has an opportunity here, and it's going to be difficult for Utah. If that quarterback can get comfortable early, it could be a fun night for y'all.
Yeah, it's going to be, and the thing is I thought, before the season began, I had publicly said that I felt like he should start. I backed off of it because it looked like Nico was winning the job, and I didn't want to dissent against that decision publicly anymore. Once it was clear he was going to be the starter, you get what I'm saying? Yeah. I was just going to support the guy. But
absolutely.
Personally, privately, I've always felt like Jaylen offered a little more personally. I know it's easy for me to say that now that everything's happened, but I mean, that's the truth. I hope he does well. I brought him on the show. We did an NIL deal with him back when he first committed to West Virginia out of Texas Tech. He's got a great family. His family, they do all his negotiations and stuff. So got to meet them and learn who they were and stuff. So I've got a rooting interest in this game beyond what's on the field, kind of, because I know Jaylen a little bit and his family. So I'm really rooting for him to do good here. He's a dynamic. Here's something about him that I have never heard of, Cody. Jimbo Fisher, whenever he was at Fresno State, let me make sure I get this name right. Let's see.
Timbiakapatuka.
That's an awesome callback there. So Jake Haener, whenever he was at Fresno, was the starting quarterback. Well, his backup was Jaylen Henderson. I know you got to go here in a minute too. Yeah, he only played, I want to say 5 or 6 snaps. That was it. Somehow, Jimbo Fisher finds out about him. How often do you see a guy go from backup at Fresno to Texas A&M without any snaps? That's a wild scenario. Like, I was shocked when I found that out. I asked him about it, and he said, man, I don't know. They found out about me. I don't know how they did. Yep. And then he turns out to be a good player for him and actually got hurt against you guys in the Heart of Dallas Bowl.
Yeah. Correct. Oh, yeah. No, we're very familiar. Very familiar.
So thanks, Cody. It was on his non-throwing arm. But, what are the odds of you being a backup at a non-Power Force program and going up to not just a Power 4 school, but Texas A&M, of all places, that pays everybody $1 million.
Here's the real question. Who was the OC at that time?
Jimbo.
He was the OC and HC?
Well, I mean, he called the plays. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but okay, well, somebody, I guess it was Jimbo, he saw a flash of Jameis Winston and a piece of film and said, I can make that work. Too bad the culture wasn't really squared away. But there's nobody denying that Jimbo got a talented roster. Yes, they did pay, almost an arm and a leg, but not quite for it. at the same point in time, somebody had to have seen something in Jaylen, and now you guys potentially could reap the benefits of it. And I think from a size, skill perspective, athletically, I think Jameis Winston might actually be a somewhat decent comp. Is he going to have the same arm? Probably not. But he's also a few more years longer playing collegiate football, seeing different defenses from different conferences at different levels. So, yeah, if the cerebral side is lined up with the athletic side, Utah could have a ton of problems in this ball game, and I cannot wait to see what happens, buddy.
It was Colin Klein, by the way. I didn't know he was there with Jimbo.
Okay, see, there you go. Same thing. If Jimbo saw famous Jameis, maybe Colin Klein saw
Colin Klein's a similar type player
a version
as well.
of him. Yes, correct.
Yeah.
Yep. There you go.
Okay. So give me your prediction, man. What do you think gonna happen? What do you feel like? What's your gut telling you in this game? Obviously, West Virginia fields a really good defense. Unfortunately, against Kansas and against Ohio as well, they ran out of gas because their offense went 3 and out on 6 straight possessions to start the game. West Virginia holds a really explosive Kansas offense to 7 points, lowest total of the year in the first quarter, lowest first half total. They held Jaylen Daniels to 50% passing on the day. He had 3 explosives. They all went for touchdowns.
Roger.
One was a miscommunication in a couple runs. But, so this defense has been rock solid all year. They were top 3 in sacks coming into last week. So there's a lot of good things about this. They've got, in my opinion, one of the 2 or 3 best corners in the league in Michael Coach Jr. He's allowed 0 catches 1 catch for 2 yards on the year. And he's played every defensive snap.
Heck yeah.
Anyways, your thoughts.
I think you win 27-24.
Interesting. I picked the score close to that. I think I picked 23-20 West Virginia. Obviously, that's a homer pick special, but I picked against us this year, so it's not like I wouldn't do it. Like, next week's going to be really hard to pick us against BYU.
Well, we just watched them for 3 quarters. Yeah.
It's not like they have an elite offense. They've got a good offensive line.
And I think that your defensive line is definitely good enough to counter their best asset, which is their O-line, like you just mentioned. And Devin Dampier, he didn't look bad, but he didn't look extra special either.
I said he was hobbled, and he's better this week, which would be our luck.
We shall see. But I like that Henderson has the ability to escape the pocket. So when you do have issues on the offensive line, it'll be mitigated by some of that, which is precisely why I think it'll work out in your favor.
We're hoping man.
Utah's just too cocky.
Yeah, this would set a lot of us in the squad show off if JT. We talked about it on his show, off the air. Like he wouldn't even want to show up next week.
Paul, because of that, yes, because of that deal right there. But JT is probably hoping and praying that WV doesn't win this ball game because Drake will put it up front and center, and we will have a blast with it for minutes on end. And you know what? Nobody can say anything cute about my Cowboys because we're already in the basement.
Yeah.
We're already acknowledging and accepting that this is where we are.
Right. So, they're not accepting of it yet.
So, no, exactly. And if they get beat by WV by a considerable number, then it's time that everybody imagines what Utah is this season.
Right. Obviously, I have respect for Utah as a program. I have respect for Whittingham as a coach. But they're 2-8 in this league.
They don't respect
us. That's the thing. Just like last week with Kansas. Derek was awesome to have a crossover with. The Kansas fans, they're just now experiencing what this being a good program thing feels like in football.
For the most part, yeah.
So they're on this high of like,
they had that 07 12-1 team, but other than that, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that 12-1 team was so good. But yeah, so anyways, not to drag on and on and on here, but I can see a world where both scenarios play out. I can see a world where we win this football game. I really can. I can also see a game where our offense stalls out and our defense gets tired and they pull away. Either could happen. Their defense is certainly good. They really held Texas Tech in check for 3 quarters. So it's going to take a really, but this is Rich Rod, man, and he's capable of pulling these kind of things off, and like Neil was. So it's at home. It's in front of a big crowd. 60,000+ are going to be there. And I would venture to say that, outside of me, us and maybe Stillwater, I don't know how many others go over 60 in the conference.
Well, we
But
actually just last year made the seats wider and bigger, so we actually cut out like 3,000 or 4,000. So we're back down to like 58 now. But
interesting. Well, like I said, they think they play in front of the best home field in the conference, and they do have an elite home field advantage. But I promise you, it's not better than Morgantown's. It's just maybe
100%.
just as good,
Yeah.
but it's not better. And they'll find out Saturday why that is. I'm excited. West Virginia wearing their throwback uniforms, by the way. Have you seen those?
Ooh. With the outline of the state of West Virginia in the helmet.
It's insane, dude. No, real quick.
No, that's what you wore last week, huh?
These are insanely awesome uniforms. Crazy, ain't it?
Are you going to click on it?
Oh, it didn't go with it. That's why. Hold on. I'll pull it back up again.
Oh, I can look it up.
There it is.
Oh.
Yeah, those are sick.
Those are absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
But and also, have you already had Pitt fans be like, "Oh, look at
Oh
you,
yeah,
Poppy."
dude. You don't even know, man.
Oh, no, I know.
God dang, man. Hey, Kenny. Good to see you, buddy. Glad
What
you're here.
up, Kenny?
Listen, we got a few hundred of you in here. I know we got more over on Cody's X listening. We appreciate you guys so much for joining in on the show. And listen, Cody is really one of the most talented guys we have at our network. I don't just say that. I don't say it about everybody. I have a lot of respect for him, and I thank you for coming on, man. Please go subscribe over there to Locked On Oklahoma State. He does an excellent job. He's funny. He's consistent, so he deserves it. And they're right in the middle of a coaching search right now. Not a better time than now to be over there keeping up with everything. And he has the every now and again the head coach from Friends University on, which is pretty cool as well. Thanks, my dude. I appreciate you for being here.
That's my guy. I appreciate you. And for everybody out there, don't get it twisted. That's Paul just doing his special charity work for the month. But I do appreciate the kind words, brother man.
Charity work. Well, what kind of charity work?
That you telling people that I'm like talented or whatever. That's your charity work. That you have to. I'm just letting it slide. I'm letting it slip. Actually, that you are contractually obligated to charitize the Cody Stovall Visual Foundation. So
the Cody Stovall experience.
That's right. There it is.
All right, y'all. We appreciate you for being here.
Yes, sir.
Make sure you like this video before you go. Subscribe if you're new around here, and share the video out. That's all we ask. Is we keep our jobs if you do that. And we'll see you on the next one. We got one more thing to tell you, though. If you didn't know, you're about to find out about. Of course, we have a big thing going on right now as I stall for the ad read. Goodness gracious, man. There it is. College football.
Are we going to move?
Yeah, I know. It's another big moment for Locked On college football fans and the like as Locked On and Fire TV present College Football Kickoff, your ultimate college football weekly preview with Drake Toll of Locked On Big 12. He leads the conversation alongside two-time AP Coach of the Year Gary Patterson, former college star Jesse Hawley, and Locked On's local experts. That's me and Cody. It's a college football preview only Locked On can do. Why don't you do us a favor and catch College Football Kickoff every Thursday throughout the season, only on Fire TV.
I love it.
For Cody, for me, this episode's over. He says guns up. I say Q Country Road.
No, I do not. I say pistols firing. Texas Tech says guns up.
Okay, I didn't know the
Why
nuance.
would you do that? Why would
you?
Why would you close the show that way? Oh my Lanta, Paul.
It's a gun.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you put it up.
Mm-hmm.
Do they do theirs like this and you do yours like this?
Yeah. Well, we also don't put our guns up and throw batteries simultaneously either. Okay. What? It's true. They're violent. I kind of